squatting on the property.
And Bob
we can't rent it out.
They don't want to move in with Bob, you know.
Nobody, they're not Airbnb-ing the separate bedrooms. And I think this is all really interesting because I don't, coming from the background that I came from, as let's say, not dealing with these kinds of issues initially in my legal career, because I was more on the tax side, right? So different problems, not these kind of problems. They were slightly different problems. But then when I start the firm and I become partners with our mutual, friend Warshawski, and I start seeing all of these things in administration because that's kind of his thing, especially when we first became partners. That was like the main thing. I do planning, I do probate, right? And I start seeing this, and I'm just like, my God, we as estate planning lawyers need to understand so much, shit in the corporate world, so much shit, which I already definitely had a very good grasp on that on the estate tax side, but less grasp of these kind of issues in real estate. Because I venture to say something that may sound quite elitist, but rich people have lawyers that don't do dumb shit like this, right? Like they don't end up with a property from 3 generations ago that we got to do 16 probates of grandma and whatever, and now this is a goddamn mess. That's just not something that happens when you have 20, whatever, 30, $50 million, right? So this was very interesting initially of, man, the amount of time we spend looking at title, looking at these kind of real estate issues, understanding when we got to do a partition, when we need to do a quiet title, when we need to eject versus evict versus unlawful detainer, right? Try explaining that bullshit to clients. Like, it is wild because I am not a real estate attorney, right? I've never done a closing in my life. I don't think I ever will. That's not my jam, but I have a very innate understanding of these issues because of how often we deal with them.
Yeah, and buyers, they don't like it when people remain on the property.
No, they're not.
They have common sense.
They're not interested.